as their two bigs, but Czechia is only lightly built while she's the tallest, and the two Brazilian opponents for them today.
The competition, the tournament in free throw percentage or 3-point percentage at 47%, so they are very accurate from there, and I'm sure they're going to use that weapon.
To go game one, day 3 here from the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournament in Wuhan in China, and it is Goncalo. Nascimento. They opened up the lane for her, and she took it and comes up with the first points of the game. She made them pay, so hands over. Puts it on the deck against Nascimento. Just lost her balance there, and it's a first score in the game for Czechia. Rajkova aggressively down to the baseline, puts the finishing touches on. They've scored 7 in a row here, Czechia. Cardoso putting on the deck quickly. Singarova did a good job, rolled up nice, and now they've got a fast break having Czechia from close range comes up with the finishing touches.
Czechia, the youngster that's really making a scene here at the tournament.
Hamzova, well, they stood off. She makes them pay, adds to her tally.
Just a little hesitation dribble from Hamzova. The 2 games, so she can be deadly from inside or out. Great back cut by Dantas and great find by Cardoso.
Good reply for them, but Rajkova down low. Ball slapped out of her hands, goes back for seconds, whipped into an opening, and from close range, it's Singarova who enters. Brazil players stayed down behind plate. Dantas at the other end, though, goes on with it, gets the bucket, and now we'll have a stoppage. Taken a back to the back of the. Here's the finish from the Dimitri's Dantas. We've seen plenty of that through the first 3 games, and she's deadly when she gets within that range.
Keep the scoreboard ticking over.
Hamarova accelerates down to the baseline and comes up with her first points in the game. 1 of 7 from long range and 8 of 10 from inside the perimeter. Oh, good block, well done. Strong stuff for Rajkova. Shut down the run.
Great set, and so to make that drive early, but what a nice.
Picks up the dribble. Czechia, quick step down low. Nice extension, good finish from her.
Such an explosive first step. Great finish by Czechia.
Down low, is Cardoso making room for herself and adding to her tally. Anilova found an open look and drills the dribble. They were overdue after being 1 of 8. They get their second 3 of the game. Mura, skip pass, and now they work it inside eventually. They got the ball to Cardoso, and she was fouled just prior to the buzzer.
Still, I think at that quarter-time break, they've really lifted the intensity.
Baseline, De Oliveira, tough shot, but she gets it done. She's got 6 in the game. Well, no surprise here. This has gone all awry for Czechia and coach Romana Potacheva. She did it well enough. Hamzova. It's not Rajkova to her left, but others joining in, including Holly Shinska.
Yes.
She knocks down the triple.
Great 3-point.
Cardoso checked back into the game as well. After Mura had started this quarter. Shot clock at red numbers. They need to get it up. Dantas, well, she is the most likely player, and she's got 50.
Get it in her hands because she is creating for herself.
Singarova from close range turns and adds to her tally, but they need to find an answer at the other end defensively against Dantas and Cardoso. And now rushing to the hoop and getting a user-friendly roll. Goncalo opens her account.
That's what I said. There'd been a lot of contributors in that first half.
Here's the replay. Inside again, not surprised. Cardoso switches outside. De Oliveira, in fact, it's Martins who rushes to the hoop and comes up with a finish and her first score in the game. So it's a game-high lead now for Brazil by 4. 15 points to 7 in this term with a quick answer, and they needed that for Rajkova. Some confusion here in terms of the scoreboard inside and official stats. But Rajkova shut down. Defensive play from Mano De Oliveira was excellent.
Well, a nice little curl cut by Varakova and a teammate finding her, but What a great, and that's another stop in their zone.
Side hammer over, they stood off her, so the youngster goes to work, rattles around the rim, user-friendly roll for her. So Pogie Chapman, the coach of Brazil's had enough of that as Czechia closed the gap back to a single point.
Well, I don't think side averages 13 points, shoots a 3-ball at 40%. We see a nice steal there and an easy basket. That is exactly what...
Ham's over with it, puts it on the deck. Key is open, she forces a path down low, gets the 2, chance at a 3-point play. They've scored 8 unanswered points here out of half-time.
What a great drive. You can just see how she drops that inside shoulder to the defender, makes contact.
Look inside, Cardoso, double teamed. Strong use of the body again. They go outside. De Oliveira breaks the drought, but it's taken almost 5.5 minutes for Brazil to score in this quarter.
3 defenders on her, but she was still able to make a pass out to her wide open teammate for a 3.
Gorachkova elevates, knocks down the shot and draws a foul in the process. And that's going to be a second personal on Cardoso, 3rd team foul on Brazil in this term.
How good has Vrakova been? She has just...
Czechia with the lead and momentum. 9-3 is the run. It was 9-0.
Oh my goodness.
Now they've got another bucket. Need a big body out there against the talls of Brazil. Shot clock is single digits. They roll it into a down low. Single coverage against De Oliveira, and that's a very good finish. De Oliveira wants to use Dantas now. Pospisilova with her hands full, baseline. That's what she can do. We need more of it for the Brazil fans. Singarova up from side Hamarova. Gorachkova one way, back the other. Mura tried to stay with the O-board, and the putback belongs to Stobalova. At 3/4 time, they add another 2, and that has been a big 3rd term for Czechia. 24 points to 7. They turn around from a 4-point. Rolls it down low. Chakova's got her hands full here, working against Amides, who muscles her way in from close range, adds to the tally. So
Czechia haven't scored that much, but Brazil just can't seem to capitalize on the other end, and that's not going to get it done either.
Was off the mark there from Sungali. Holishinska with it. Both teams with their offensive problems at the moment. A high percentage play from close range. Pospisilova now with 5 in the game. So far in this final quarter, we've played almost 5 minutes. Inside pass, well timed. It was a good one from Holishinska to get the bucket to Singarova.
Nice little pick and roll action.
Brazil desperately need a bucket, and they go to the captain, and Dimitis Dantas provides it. Brazil has scored just 4 points after having 7 in the 3rd. Holishinska goes to work, adds to the tally. It's a game-high 16-point lead. On Carlo, De Oliveira pulls the trigger on the 3, all the bottom of the net. Too little too late, one suspects, the Hamzova. Chikova. Now Holishinska. Lob pass, Chikova from close range. Oh, that was a neat finish. Outside shot off the mark here from Goncalo, kept alive by Sungali, and they get De Oliveira a look again. Deflected, so here it is. And De Oliveira, hard at work there. It's fouled by Chikova. China far convincing in their 13-point win over Mali in the opening game. And then lost by 15 to Belgium. Outside 3-ball on the bottom of the net for Holishinska. Just continues to perpetuate here. They've had 7 turnovers in this quarter, and back-to-back triples from Petra Holishinska. Oliveira penetrates. Goncalo likewise gives it up to Sungali, who works it down low. And Cardoso is fouled off to the free throw line. 78% free throw shooter in the Czech Republic for a club team. Gets it back on the buzzer. Yes, nice finishing touches. Off the missed free throw. Chikova adds the extra, and it's going to bring a very impressive performance to a conclusion here.
Well, actually, we've got a timeout here, John. You know, we talk about that.
Preferably without a dribble, you would think, or Cardoso rolled to the hoop. Dantas, that's after the event. So the conclusion does arrive as expected with Czechia.